Lookin At Lee, 5-1, comes to this race off obviously a second in the Derby, then a fourth in the Preakness. Ordinarily, that might be enough of a resume to make a horse the favorite, though it doesn't feel like that's going to be the case for this closer. Mike, where do you stand with Lookin At Lee?
I like him as a horse. I'm not using him in this race anywhere. I don't like his running style all that much. Obviously, for this race, I think you want to be trying to, come from last. And listen, that was the time to have him because, and personally, I thought he had a little bit of a crazy trip ride in the Arkansas Derby and thought he ran pretty well in that race. And then he had all the best of it in Kentucky, and he, parlayed it into a nice second place finish at a big price. And, that was all well and good. You were supposed to sort of be on him that day, off him last time in the Preakness, and he didn't run that great in the Preakness. And I'm not using him in this race, especially if he's going to be around that 5-1 morning line.
Andy, do you see it the same way?
Yeah, I mean, I find myself agreeing a lot with Mike. And the thing about Lookin At Lee, the last thing anybody should do is knock him because he's a cool horse, and Steve Ashton's done a great job with him. He's made almost $1 million. He runs every race. He shows up every time, and he runs okay, He's no world beater, but, Steve has done this great job maximizing his talent, and, maybe somewhere he gets lucky and he wins the West Virginia Derby or something, He wouldn't even have to get lucky to win that race. Maybe that's the day for him, Maybe that track is a dead rail and he makes his big wide run. He's not that good. I don't want to be harsh on him because I respect him. And he got a sensational ride by Corey Lannery, and I understand they won the Derby with Irad last year, but I feel bad for Corey, He gave him this great ride in Kentucky, and he's very much responsible for his second-place finish. But trainers have a right to do what they think is best. I wish him well. I wouldn't go near him at a short price in here. I don't want any part of him. Maybe this race totally falls apart, but the Belmont is not a race that has a history of falling apart.